We're shifting our focus now to the other big story we are tracking. This is the Congress's mega election fight for the top post. That is heating up. Eyeing the presidential post, Rajasthan's Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has met Sonia Gandhi at 10 Janpad. This happened today. Now, earlier, the Rajasthan Chief Minister had signaled that he will contest the elections if Rahul Gandhi doesn't do so, and reportedly made it very clear that he will continue to serve as the Rajasthan Chief Minister, even if he had to move to Delhi for the party's top post. Is that possible? That's a question we'll be putting to our guests, because isn't the one-man, one-post formula still alive for the party? Well, on the other hand, Shashi Tharoor already campaigning. He has visited the party headquarters in Delhi earlier today and has dialed the Pradesh Congress Committee delegates to garner support. Do remember that Kerala itself is not supporting Mr. Tharoor. Kerala has already said there's a resolution already passed by the Kerala unit saying they want Rahul Gandhi as president. Meanwhile, there is also buzz that Manish Tiwari and senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh too have decided to step into the race. As the race for the top Congress post gets intense, Rahul Gandhi and Sachin Pilot's bonhomie at the BharatJodoYatra is also sparking buzz. Mr. Pilot has been eyeing the captain's seat in Rajasthan for some time now, and the question is, will Mr. Pilot finally get the top post in Rajasthan, irrespective of whether Ashok Gehlot wins?
गांधी परिवार का तो है ही है। जितने कांग्रेस जन हैं उन सबके परिवारों को विश्वास मेरे पर ही है, और मैं बहुत ही सौभाग्यशाली हूँ कि पूरे देश के कांग्रेस जनों का प्यार, उनकी मोहब्बत, उनका विश्वास मेरे पर है। जो आप भी सुनते होंगे, मैं भी सुनता हूँ, और इसलिए मैं कोई मना नहीं कर पाऊँगा। जहाँ मुझे कहेंगे, अगर मुझे फॉर्म भरना है मैं फॉर्म भरूँगा। लोग हमारे जो मित्र लोग उनसे बात भी करेंगे तो भी मैं काम करूँगा। तो जहाँ मुझे जिम्मेवारी दी गई है, आज मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूँ, वो जिम्मेवारी मैं निभा रहा हूँ, निभाता रहूँगा मैं। मतलब मेरे ऊपर है कि भाई मुझे कांग्रेस की सेवा करनी है। जहाँ मेरा उपयोग है, राजस्थान में है या दिल्ली में है, जहाँ भी होगा मैं तैयार रहूँगा, क्योंकि मैंने पार्टी ने मुझे सब कुछ दिया। अब मेरे लिए पद बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है।
Let me go to our guest this evening. Onika Mehrotra is spokesperson of the Congress party joining us. Tushar Gupta is senior editor at Swaraj joining us as well. Onika, thank you very much for being part of the show, and I'm going to thank Tushar as well. But first things first, Onika, all right, now we have an election. It's clear that it's not a farce as as the BJP was saying it's going to be, that this is a real election and there will be real voting for the first time in 21 years for the Congress president's post. That's all very well. I just want to ask you, what is this whole business of taking Ashirwad from the Gandhis and, then only going ahead and declaring that that you are actually fighting the elections? It has happened with Ashok Gehlot, who's made a beeline to the Gandhis to 10 Janpad, and Mr. Shashi Tharoor has also taken Ashirwad from the Gandhis. So will the Gandhis continue to be the remote control, as is the impression that is portrayed, that irrespective of who's the president, it's the Gandhis who will continue to rule the roost?
All right, let me answer you step by step. As far as the BJP is concerned, ma'am, they are rattled from head to foot. You see, BharatJodoYatra is a new thing, which is they are not able to come back, and they're not able to, set a narrative. Though they're trying very hard, Smriti Irani goes and says, Vivekanand, you have not, saluted him, and Nirlajjata, that was the word she used. And as for the BJP is concerned, they are hypertensive, ma'am. They are worried a lot, because you see, they've been always giving a narrative that Parivarvad and Videshi and what not they used to come up with. Now that the election are going on, ma'am, will be held, they have come up with a remote option or remote control. Can I ask them a question? What happens from Nagpur? Where does their remote lie, ma'am? And what happens to the other BJP leaders? Have they all stitched their lips, or they only allow the two to speak? Our Prime Minister and Amit Shah ji, is Mr. Nadda just a remote control who just runs by the rule book of Mr. Amit Shah? So the question goes on and on. So in fact, they should peep into themselves and can say that, have we done elections? Are we democratic? Are we holding such kind of election, or we just nominate? You only told Gandhi, Gandhi, Gandhi. And why not, may I ask? Haven't they contributed to this country? Haven't they sacrificed their lives for it? So, and then your question of having Ashirwad. Yes, ma'am, we do take Ashirwad from our senior leaders, unlike BJP, who sends them to the Margdarshan Mandal and even doesn't take the Namaskar of Mr. Advani. Forget BJP, I'm not bothered about them at all because we are on the path of progress, which will carry on of peace and harmony because we don't want to evade issues like unemployment, GST, and so on. Now, if Ashok Gehlot ji comes and meets Mrs. Gandhi, do they follow him like a shadow and understand, oh, what is he saying? Ma'am, please, I want to contest. Or are they following Shashi Tharoor? It isn't like that. You go and meet your senior leaders. You do, give your thoughts or doubts or whatever clarification or whatever you want to talk. And why can't we talk to Mrs. Gandhi and Rahul ji? On one hand, Ashok Gehlot ji is meeting Sonia ji and Sachin Pilot is with Rahul ji at the BharatJodoYatra. So that's it. We are in conversation and let's see how it rolls out once the elections are there. So 24th till the 30th, isn't it, ma'am?
Okay, yes. So, Onika ji, you make a good, compelling argument. Only we know that the fight that has been playing out between Mr. Sachin Pilot and Mr. Gehlot, and Mr. Pilot will be hoping that Mr. Gehlot wins the election, stays away from Rajasthan, and he can become Chief Minister. I'm fairly certain that is playing out as well. Question is, will Mr. Gehlot have to step down before the elections or after the elections? Come in here, Tushar Gupta, I beg your pardon. Point is that, there is an election and it's not looking like a farce because it's not just Shashi Tharoor or Mr. Gehlot. It seems that even Digvijay Singh and Manish Tiwari are not ruling themselves out for the moment. We don't know what happens. We don't know whether they'll file their nominations, whether there'll be more people who will be filing their nominations. But this is looking like an election. This is looking like a real election.
Shreya, good evening. Always happy to be on your show. You know, the Congress party is now oscillating between a drama company and a monarchy. I say it a drama company because every time there is an election, everyone in Congress pretends to be in some sort of a Chintan shiver, some sort of deep introspection, looking for that political holy grail as to where they'll end their series of defeats. Every time, after every election, you'll have another Chintan shiver coming up in January or February ahead of the Karnataka elections and after the Congress is routed out in Himachal and Gujarat. That is what happens every time. That is what happened in Udaipur also after the defeat in 5 states in 2022 March. But the problem is they can't get rid of their monarchy. Every leader, be it a Digvijay Singh, be it a Manish Tiwari, be it a Gehlot, be it anyone, even Shashi Tharoor for that matter, who's a very old leader of the Congress, they have to get their acceptance from the 3 Gandhis. That is how a monarchy works. You summed it up very well, that they have to take the Ashirwad. I call it a monarchy, that even if Shashi Tharoor tomorrow becomes the president of the Congress, he will only govern in the name of Sonia Gandhi. He will only govern in the name of Rahul Gandhi. And the Congress spokesperson, she made a nice script of how, the BJP takes all their orders from RSS or from Nagpur. My only question is the RSS is not costing BJP state elections after state elections. The RSS is not the reason that the BJP is winning elections or losing elections. But on the other hand, for the Congress, the problem is the 3 Gandhis are now costing them elections year after year, state after state, and they're still unwilling to look at it. You look at the elections that are going to come up, state after state, you'll have some resolutions that the BharatJodoYatra has some way transformed Rahul Gandhi. It's transformed the fortunes of the Congress, and we should stick with Rahul Gandhi as the president for the future. You wait and watch, Shreya. This is what's going to happen. BharatJodoYatra is going to be sold as a proposition for another relaunch of Rahul Gandhi, because from day one, when they started, BharatJodoYatra was about making Rahul Gandhi the president. It wasn't about improving the fortunes of the party across the country.
Okay, Onika ji, you want to come in, and before you come in and respond to what Tushar is saying, here's my question to you. Here's my quick question to you. Now, Mr. Gandhi for the longest time has said that he is not interested in the post of Congress president, right? But it seems the party cannot look beyond the Gandhis, because even after the fact that the nomination dates are so close, you have at least 10 state units of the Congress party who have gone ahead and passed a resolution, whatever that means, that they want Rahul Gandhi as the president of the Congress party. What's the point, bhai? There is an election happening. Don't you believe in that democratic process? The Congress says and is proud of its inner party democracy. But what inner party democracy is this? And what mindset is this, that right ahead of an election, and there will be an election, a real election that will take place, that you have state unit after state unit, including Kerala, from where Mr. Tharoor belongs, saying, bhai, hame aur koi nahi chahiye, humko to sirf Rahul Gandhi chahiye.
Ma'am, do you remember when Sonia Gandhi the contested election, Jiten Prasad's father was contesting against her?
Absolutely.
So it isn't like that if Rahul Gandhi gets
We know what
contest or
happened.
nobody's there.
We know what
Yeah.
happened to
So
him
it's not
after the
that.
elections.
Let me just. I want to just remind you that that's something
Party
different.
bahishkar.
But somebody
But go ahead.
contested, na? They contested. So similarly, ma'am, till people are filing their papers, till then, doesn't the Congress workers and the leaders have the right to express their feeling? Why can't I say even I'm for it? Why not? Why shouldn't I say I am also pitching in that no, Rahulji should be a leader. We want him to be there. But well, if he's in the BharatJodoYatra,
But if you pitch for Rahul Gandhi, then why are you saying inner party democracy? Then there is no, because if Rahul Gandhi stands, no one will stand against him. It will be yet another election where he will win unopposed.
No, so similarly,
and anyone who does stand against him, we know their fate, because we've seen the fate of previous Congress presidents who fought against the Gandhis. Yeah,
it's not like that. So what if Ashok Gehlot was the only name? Then would you have again said, oh, the Gandhis are put in and there's no election and just nomination? Then what? So similar arguments and narratives are being said by BJP. Unfortunately, they're absolutely jittered, man. They cannot relish the fact. See, from 2 to 4, they became in 4 to 44. That's their story also, isn't it? So now they're giving us sermons and preaching us,
But why should the BJP be jittered? But why should the BJP be jittered?
Yeah, because you see,
they are on a winning streak.
Just a minute.
They don't seem to be putting a wrong political foot forward.
No, that's the fast.
Shreya,
you see, from 2 to 4. 1 minute. Yeah, let me complete. 2 to 4 to 44, right? It's okay. So similarly, we also were the largest party. So 70 years also it took them to actually say Congress Mukt Bharat. That is the narrative they want to set. And then if they are done with it, JP Nadda ji says that regional party mukt. So actually they don't want opposition because they don't want to face issues, the burning issues, ma'am. Tell me, is this what the media should be debating, or should they not be debating on unemployment or nutrition, what is falling from the children?
I do agree that no one should be. You know what I do agree is that no one should be debating his Burberry shirt. It's just such a silly thing to have been raked up as a controversy. Really, that was laughable. I agree with you there, Onika ji. I agree with you 100%. There are far more important things in this country to debate and discuss than Burberry shirts.
So BJP actually is worried about Congress, internal democracy or internal elections. I'm just putting a question to them the way they are, giving us, preaching us sermons and giving us their piece of advice. Well taken, sir. We will listen to advices. No worries.
Tushar wants to come. Tushar wants to come.
We are here.
Bolo, Tushar, bolo.
Since the Congress spokesperson is talking about important issues, let me take this opportunity to remind her that in November 2013, when we had UPA 2, the inflation peaked at 12%, a number that has not been seen after 2 years of the pandemic and after 8 years of Narendra Modi government. So if she really wants to talk about important issues, I can give all the numbers to her. But I agree with her on one aspect. Ma'am, I did not interrupt you. Ma'am, I did not interrupt you. Please listen. Please listen. But I agree with her on one thing, that the BJP is indeed jittered and rattled. If I were the BJP, even I would be jittered and rattled because I would be laughing all the time, wondering why my political rival, my political opposition is making the same mistake again and again in retaining their faith in Rahul Gandhi, who even the staunchest of the Congress supporters now believe cannot win the party 2024. That is one aspect where I agree with this Congress spokesperson truly in all probability.
Okay. Onika ji, I don't have too much time, but I'll give you time to respond. Go ahead. You wanted to come in.
Yeah, what I'm going to say is from the gas cylinder. No, let's not get into the unemployment, because if I start the rates and the figures, even he will be rattled, as I keep saying.
What was the inflation in November 2013? What was the inflation in November 2013?
Oh, sir, the fake figures.
What was the inflation in November 2013?
The fake figures, the RBI also denied. Okay, I'll tell ma'am, let's get into that debate also. She has agreed that yes, we should be doing that. On this topic of our elections, keep laughing. I love that, because you are playing cheetah, lion, do that. For the time being, you're happy importing cheetahs and lions, go ahead. Because, these things will not lead you anywhere. You go and criticize Congress, set a narrative, but people have understood that these things are only farce, and actual fact lies in democracy, which the Congress party is actually showing it to the country.
Okay,
The other parties like, even Shiv Sena, for example, they doesn't have. The Karuna Nidhi doesn't have. So BJP, so forget it. So BJP is the last one to give us any piece of advice, though we will definitely take our critics with us.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. The race is getting interesting because we have two contenders so far. And by the looks of it, by the time the date for nomination comes, we may just have 4 contenders. We don't know. We'll just wait and watch the space. It's turning out to be an interesting election. Good thing for the Congress party, given the fact that it's creating buzz. I'm going to thank my guests. Thank you very much both for joining us. A quick break. There's more coming up on the other side. Do stay with us.